Welcome to a special edition of the EDE channel at A Job Near Home. I'm Robert Shepins, the CEO of AJobNearHome.com, and we are with Ron Finkelstein, international author of The 9 Principles for Inspired Action. And now we're talking about the last word in that title, the action part.
Action piece.
So let's talk about that. Or should we just talk? Or do we want to take action?
Let's talk. No.
Just
Let me tell you a little story on how that came about. I gave a speech once to approximately 100 business owners, and when I give a talk, I have a tendency to like to engage the audience. And I asked them a question, and I said, what does success mean to you? And it became clear to me that nearly everyone in the room had a clear definition of success, and they were all different.
Sure.
None of them were,
absolutely.
None of them were quantifiable. So when someone says, I want happiness, well, what does happiness mean? If I want financial freedom, well, what is that? I give you $1. Is that financial freedom? And I said, if I'm going to help people be successful, I've got to understand what that means. And unless I can define it, I can't achieve it using my 9 principles. My favorite book, the Oxford Dictionary of Word History. I went back and I looked up the word success, and it said to achieve. And there was no value judgment. It just said achieve. So if I had robbed you or I helped you build your house, either way, I was successful because I achieved. Absolutely. And I said, and this is where, excuse me, this is where it got difficult, because I didn't want to give people permission to do something stupid. And you and I have had tons of discussions around this concept. So I looked up the word achieve, and the word achieve simply meant to take action. And what I had a true epiphany at that point. And what I realized, success is not the new house, it's not the new car, it's not being happy. Those are outcomes of being successful. True happiness, true financial freedom comes from the action steps you take to achieve the outcome that you want.
No, I want to argue with on that.
Please do.
You know, true happiness is that Ferrari in the garage. I'm just kidding. What do you think causes people to not take the action they need to take?
Part of it is they don't know how to bridge the gap between the idea and the action. And that's why the 9 principles, because it drives that idea concept into intelligent self-interest that says, this is why I want it, this is why it's important to me, and this is why others can help me achieve it. And then it moves you through all of the other action steps to achieve the results you want. And notice I said action steps.
Right. I also think that the lack of taking action toward a goal or to confront a problem is also fear.
Very much.
And what does fear do to us? It clouds our clarity. And we talked earlier about in the 9 principles, and especially in your intelligent self-interest, is having clarity in your intelligent self-interest. In other words, have taken the time to think it through and to play out the scenarios. My father taught me that when I was a kid and I was a high jumper. He said, you've got to see your actual jump. You've got to take every step. You've got to, and actually you see high jumpers today, the guys, you know, well over 7 feet. You can watch them and the heads are going up and down as they're going up and over the bar. But it's that clarity. An athlete takes it. LeBron takes it. He's got a clear vision of where that ball's going. Nothing is different between an athlete or a student or a business person in that we are all going to face fear, but we have to have a clear, intelligent self-interest, a very clear goal that shows us the end result that we're looking for, but how to get there. And that's what the 9 principles are about, aren't they?
Yes. And I would like to ask, I'd like to build on what you're saying for a minute. If you see fear, and my definition of fear is, I didn't create this, but it's false evidence appearing real, which means that for us to achieve, we have to reframe fear from something that's a negative that moves us away from what we don't want into something positive towards what we do want. Thomas Edison said it best. He goes, I've never failed. I've just understand thousands of ways things didn't work. We need to look at accomplishing our intelligent self-interest that way. I may have failed, but I need to try something different. So we fail forward into our intelligent self-interest by taking action.
And as a personal comment, way back in 2008, where we were having an economic meltdown in the United States, it was that concentration on all the things that have been done wrong, all the fear involved, all the lack of clarity for the future that basically fed upon itself. It was helped by the media, and it caused people to stop taking any action at all. So it just made it worse. But that was a long time ago in 2008. And here we are at some time in the future, and things aren't quite that way anymore.
Isn't it interesting, though, if you take ownership for the situation, your problem is not dictated by the economy. It's not dictated by anybody outside you. If what you're doing isn't working, a principle of ownership is that you can do something different.
It's seizing what's right in front of you that may be extremely evident, but fear causes you not to see it.
Yes.
Now, one of the things about action is if that you want to improve, that you want to move ahead, I think one of the things that people really ought to do as a first step in action is go buy the book.
I would totally agree with that. This is truly, I truly believe that this is a powerful book, and I believe if you embrace the principles, it will change your life. The book is short. It's only about 140 pages. Each chapter, other than the chapter on intelligent self-interest, is relatively short, just a few pages. It's a very easy read. And the important thing about it, though, is that you've got to get clear on what's important to you. And it's all about taking action. That's why the subtitle is A New and Targeted Perspective, because we attempt to redefine what success is through action and redefine selfishness through intelligent self-interest. We need you to think differently about your life.
Define your intelligent self-interest and take action on it.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.